Today we are making a paracord bracelet. We've made a ton and these. So we're making a regular one like this. And so what you'll need is a lighter, maybe a measuring tape, some paracord, and like maybe a few of these clips. So we are doing the color of both of these. We're doing a mix. But this one is just one color. This is like a beginner one. This is a regular one. But there are other ones too, like all these. They can be big or small. So what you're going to start off with is some paracord. So you're going to measure your wrist, and then you're gonna do like 3 feet more, and then you'll also need some scissors, and then you are going to cut this. And then you need that. You are going to have a long string of paracord. So if you want to make it a double color, you get the exact same amount of this of green paracord. And you can do this different colors. But today we're doing this color, which is a multicolor, and a bright green. You're gonna cut off an equal amount of both if you're doing 2 colors. So, yeah. And if this happens, the inside of it, you can just cut that part off. And then you'll have 2 equal strings of the 2 different colors that you want. Don't need that more. And then two equal strings. And then you're just gonna get a lighter and light them together. Okay, so we lit them together, and the lighter is almost like a fast drying glue almost. And so you're gonna do this end together if you're doing 2. And you want to go on and do the other 2 ends, and like you want to flatten them so that they can fit through the holes. So now comes these. It can be big or small. Today we are going to use big. The bigger ones are easier because in the smaller ones, the holes are smaller, but on the big ones, they're bigger. So I'm just going to make sure it works, and then you're going to fit the end through sometimes it can be hard, so just, yeah. And then take it all the way to the end. And it can be hard from where you did them together. So you just pull and you can like flatten this right here. When you're lighting it, you can just like flatten it. And just, yeah. So after you put this through, you're just going to, you'll have a loop and you put it through here and pull the string all the way out and then tighten it. So this time you're gonna pull up here just to make it tight. So then you'll have just a long thing up here. So I just made this and now we're gonna do the stitch. So for right now, to get the wrist part, you're going to put these through here. And you are going to, it's kind of hard to get these straight, so just do this and kind of do that. And so they're like that. Then you're gonna put your arm through here and then adjust it how you wish for it to fit around your arm. Sometimes you have to adjust this to get it just right. So now that you have done that, sometimes it'll come too far loose and yeah, so you might have to do it a double time. So then you're going to unbuckle this and then start from this side and split these two apart. Sometimes it's easier just to make it this with one part. So first what you're gonna do is either side you're just gonna cross this in front, get your other side and put it behind here, and then come around here and do this and then tighten it right there. And then you're gonna do the other side. Put the next one under it, and then come up behind. And tighten it, bring it up, and tighten it. Okay, so it kind of looks weird at the beginning, but if you keep going, it'll look right. So you'll kind of get the pattern of a zigzag, kind of. And then, so say like you did this, and then you forgot where you were because you have to change sides. So you'll see the green hoop. This one's kind of above it and this one's lower. So that gives you an idea of the hoop. You're gonna start with this side. Like wherever the hoop is, you're gonna do that side. And when you get this part and you tighten it, then you push it up and then tighten it some more and just do that. And then kind of as you go, it'll kind of like move backwards on you. So you just have to kind of form it and then keep doing it. And what this does is, see the green or the yellowish greeny thingy is on this side and this side is on this side. So remember that. So I'm going to do my little stitch, tighten it, and see, they're switched sides. So like, even if you forget, when you're doing this, and also another way to remember is, since it switched sides, you're always gonna start with one different color of paracord, but that only works if you're doing a double color. Like this one, it's all black, so it's like black on this side and black on that side. So you can't really tell. But you just keep doing this until you get to the very bottom. Tighten it, move it up, and tighten. And sometimes what you want to do is, when you first start, you want to get this really long. See, I'm going to have extra, but it's better to have extra than to like have less. And say I only had down to like here, and so I had to squeeze another row right here and then squeeze it up and then do that, and this was just extra. So it's better to have a lot extra, or some extra, than to not have enough. So you just want to get a lot. And then, because you can always reuse it for like a smaller, like a baby, for when they, if you make one for them, you'll have enough. Or sometimes it's just easier to have extra. And yeah. And so it gets a little tricky when you get down to here, because you're trying not to pull it apart and it's doing that. But when you get down to it and you go over it with the paracord, it will cover this spot and not make it look so weird. And see, in a second, you won't even notice where it is, and that's the cool part about it. Because like, in some of these, see how it's like this? You can't really see where they're both together. The only part that you can see is like when you're done, you have to do it, and I'll show you how to do it, but it kind of gets kind of rough, and so yeah. And then you're just gonna keep doing this. And if you're not sure when to stop, well, I'm almost to the end. And to make it look nicer, when you're all the way to the end, go on and try to squeeze one right in here and there, like kind of over this one. So we're going to pull it up and squeeze it, and so yes. Pull it up and squeeze it. And see, you can't tell where we put the two together. See, you can't really tell where it is. If you dig into it and find it, then you'll see it, but so when it looks like you only have one more, see, it looked like I only had one more, so you're gonna try to squeeze one in right here. And just squeeze it so it'll look good and not have a little space right there. And then the cool thing about this is there's two sides, and the outer side is green and the inside is the gray, but when you flip it over, the outside is gray and the inside is the green. So it's like a mismatch on both sides. And yeah, and then you're going to, if I can find my fiddle, I'll tell you. And then you are going to cut these sides off carefully. You don't want to get them too short. And then where you won't be able to notice it if you light it. So then you're going to get your lighter and light these sides. So after you do this, what he did to get them flat, so they're not poking out and you can see them, but after you light them, you just do this, and then do that. And you might want to wait a few seconds so they just don't burn you when you put it on. And put it on, like, and do this. Why you do this is because sometimes, oh my gosh, these are so hard. Sometimes as you're doing it, it gets like smaller or bigger. And so make sure it fits good. And if it doesn't, you can always undo this and then redo this part, and then you'll have another one that fits good.